What is good, guys? It's Ray J here with another video, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about Tesla, a bunch of EV companies. I'm going to talk about why they're down and what on earth is going on amidst these times. So, if anything, guys, at the time of this recording, Tesla is down 4.42% alongside a bunch of EV companies. I'm going to talk about why that's happening. But before I do that, I have to mention two quick things. First off, I'm not a financial, legal, or taxation expert, so do not take this as financial, legal, or taxation advice. Also, guys, if you can, please smash that like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, but it benefits everyone as a whole. It helps spread more information about Tesla, helps people become a lot more confident in their convictions, and helps just people learn and about investing as a whole. So with that said and done, guys, as you can see, Tesla has been on a downward trajectory. As I go over this technical analysis, it was at about $900 just go about in the very beginning of the year, and overall it has been a little bit on a downward trend. But despite being on a downward trend, it is a little bit up compared to the low of $539 a share. But looking at it over the past 5 days, it has taken quite a huge hit just recently. It was fluctuating around the $702 range. And if anything, it was testing that level of resistance before going as high as 729. And it recently just took a massive dump. I mean, it was just punched in the face, and it's essentially being manipulated, but not entirely. I mean, yes, this is the result of the mainstream media, the news, things that have been going on, and it has dumped as low as over 4%, and that's really high for Tesla standards. It reached a low of $678, and it has been consolidating. However, we did see this before about 6 months ago. It did reach as low as $539 because of the chip shortage that was going on. That was really bad. It only touched that range about two times since the month of March. And with that being said, I do want people to know that Tesla has really strong support. So this is not necessarily something to be really afraid of. The lowest I could see it going is about the $650 range. I don't think that this is going to be a horrible crash. But I just want you to know that the Tesla stock is being manipulated right now by the media. It's not just that, it's because of something really big that happened that would have caused it to crash anyways. But if anything, that's not necessarily something that I'm worried about for the long term. If you hold Tesla long term, you're obviously going to get a really good return. You just have to be patient. And I can't give financial advice, but this is the reason why you have to be patient. Okay, look, look what happened just recently. Two people passed away in a Tesla crash after the car and no one was driving hits the tree. So this actually happened in April. This happened in April. What happened to Tesla back in April? Well, let's go back to the month of April. This is when the crash happened. On the specific day Tesla was down, it did end up going up before plummeting for other reasons as well, including the things that happened during the chip shortage. But it was on a downward trajectory. And we're seeing something very similar. Look at what happened just today. This article was released just minutes ago. It says, "Why do Tesla cars keep crashing into emergency response vehicles? Federal Safety Agency is investigating." So the mainstream media is setting the narrative that these Tesla cars are dangerous on autopilot. They're horrible. I mean, they're causing so many injuries, and that there's some truth behind it. That Tesla it has had some issues. I will admit that you know their autonomous driving technology is not perfect yet, and they always recommend, they always tell people, there's always that warning that if you put your Tesla on autopilot, there has to be someone sitting at the wheel. Now, there have been injuries that have happened and just a few deaths, but if you compare that to the amount of deaths that actually happen when people actually drive, how many accidents there could have been, obviously I would still presume that the autonomous driving technology is safer, but it just isn't perfect at the moment, which is why they highly recommend you have a person on the wheel, taking charge of the wheel, and just sitting there, and they're always prepared in case anything does happen. And it's very rare. So this happens rarely ever. There are rarely ever accidents like this, but they will happen, and that is definitely something that Tesla and these other companies are going to have to look into. Now, look right over here. There's another article. It says that Tesla shares fall after US regulators launch formal investigation into autopilot system. Once again, This investigation is going to cover over 765,000 vehicles. And since the year of 2018, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said that it identified 11 crashes where Tesla vehicles have encountered first responder scenes and subsequently stuck one or more vehicles. So I mean, yeah, I mean, it's really, really sad that that has been happening. I will admit that, but that doesn't mean I don't believe Teslas are safe. They are still very, very safe cars. I still believe that this is an issue that they have to get past, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the end for Tesla. You cannot look at something like this and just think that, oh, Teslas are horrible, they're going to fail. I mean, betting against Tesla is like betting against Elon Musk, and I could totally understand that. So if you look at this other article, which is also contributed to not just a potential crash in the short term or the crash that just happened today, but maybe even a crash for the upcoming week. It basically says that the big short investor, Michael Burry, wraps up his bet against Tesla and reveals a new wager against Kathy Wood's ARK Invest. Yeah, he could be correct, okay? He could be shorting it just for the short term. He just gets in, gets out, makes a quick buck off of it. And sure, you could think whatever you want of that. You could be against shorting. I totally understand that. But look, in the short term, Tesla may be a little bit bearish. For tomorrow and maybe this upcoming week, it can fall as low and test the $650 range of support, and it could drop as low as 625, that level of support. But does that mean it's the end for Tesla, guys? The answer is no. Tesla still has its fundamentals, it still has innovation, it still has huge, 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 huge things coming. So this is not something that you should just lose all hope for. If you short Tesla tomorrow, maybe you'll be correct. If you come in and out of your position, if you short it for the next week, you may be correct. You may make money off of it because Tesla is not just going to go up, it's going to have up days and down days. But overall, guys, remember, overall, if you invested into Tesla just exactly 1 year from now, this wasn't even the start of when it was exploding. But if exactly 1 year from now, it reached as low as $329 a share, it would still, even if it crashed, you would still be at double. Your money would still have doubled over one period of a year. That is much, much higher than the about what 7% return that the stock market will give you on average if you invest in index funds, 7 to 10%. That's still incredible. It's still doing incredible, guys. So this is not necessarily something you should be, you know, crying over or become very, very scared over. Look at it over the long run. Look at one point in 2020, it would be at $45 a share. That is insane. We're looking at more than a 10x. So it is still doing well. Still doing well. And this is not necessarily something you should be afraid of. Now, the reason I'm telling you guys this is I think that if you wait this out, if you buy the dip and wait this out, I think there's going to be more innovations. There's going to be bigger things coming. You just have to be patient. When those things come, I could still easily see Tesla surpassing the $1,000 range still. I still see it surpassing that within a year from now. Definitely. I still see that. Now, you could call me crazy for saying that, but it's definitely likely. Now, this crash that happened to Tesla did not just affect Tesla, as many other companies tend to be correlated, especially EV companies. So, just to name a few of them, NIO is down. And if anything, guys, I do not see this as a crash. I see this more as a discount. Right now, companies like NIO, it's down over 5.34%. Xpeng is down 6.58%. Li Auto 3.22%. These companies may be down, but that does not mean it's the end for them. There's still bright, bright, bright futures. I know what you may think about them for being, Chinese companies, and that's totally understandable, which is why you don't invest everything you have into one stock or one place whatsoever. We diversify and we are going to be very intelligent with the way we use our money. So this is a very, very good buying opportunity for the future. So if you have money that you want to put aside for the long-term future, this is a great opportunity if Tesla drops. Now, I'm not going to recommend buying it right now. I think it has some more room to drop. It may drop as low and test. I'd probably presume it'll test around the $600 range, but look, that could happen. That's not necessarily something to be afraid of. It's not necessarily something that, you know, means it's the end for Tesla. It's not the end, guys. You just have to be patient. You cannot panic. A great investor controls their emotions, and we are great investors. So, once again, nothing in this video is financial advice. I just want people to remain very, very calm, people to not really worry about what's going on in the short term because we are long term investors and we are just going to wait it out. The future is still bright for Tesla and these EV companies. And if anything, guys, we just remain patient and we remain strong. So thank you so much for listening, guys, and I will see you on the next one.